Y'all should know what time it is, bro. We're checking out a Jubilee video, man. It's like my favorite YouTube channel right now, honestly. We're checking out an interesting video. It's an episode of Middle Ground. Can fat and fit influencers find common ground? This is going to be very interesting. Look, man. Ain't nobody trying to body shame, but how did they go about finding people for this episode? Like, did they just scroll on Instagram and be like, oh, they're kind of fat. Let's see if they want to be in this video. Like, what's up with that, bro? What's up with that? Anyways, let's see what it's about.
I'm thinking like an unhealthy standard being set. I just can't get behind being complacent.
Well, I want to say that it doesn't mean complacency.
It's only 5.
My name's Timothea, and fitness has been a huge part of my life, and I love to share what I know about it.
Nice
Overall,
name.
it's just a way of life.
My name is Tyler.
W.
I'm a fat influencer, and on my platform, I like to spread
Yay.
body positivity, mental health awareness,
W for the bro.
and fashion. Looking good
Good
while
for the
fat.
bro, man.
So when I
He
think
low
of
key look
the
like
word
BFE the Pac-Man.
On my platform, I like
It's
to
100% the
spread
beard,
body
'cause he doesn't right
positivity,
here,
mental health awareness,
but
and fashion. Looking good while
right
fat.
here he does. He looks
so
like
when
BFE the
I think of
Pac-Man.
the word fat influencers, I think of influencers who are either promoting others to be fat in the same sense that fitness influencers promote fitness.
I don't like people that obsess over being fat, just like I don't like people that obsess over fitness. I'm in my own fitness journey, and a lot of people like it because
Okay.
I'm not the stereotypical dude.
The misconception.
I
that
really
the
respect that. I feel like he's gonna be my favorite because like he doing him. You know, he doing him. He not doing too much. I like that.
opposite side has of me is
Your overalls
that
are fire.
I have some agenda to keep people fat, to promote obesity, to tell anybody anything about their size.
This is
Listen
gonna
up,
be
we
an
are
interesting
hiring. So
episode,
if
bro.
you are a salesperson,
Who are
you're not
you?
making at least 15.
Step forward if you agree. I promote healthy standards as an influencer.
Okay.
I think we need to discuss what healthy means first, because healthy means many different things. So, like, what does health mean to you guys?
For me, I don't focus on diet and weight loss as a tool for health and how I communicate that.
I like these
I
Converse.
focus on movement and finding movement that works for you, that feels good and is sustainable in your body. Because ultimately,
Bro, I needed to stop raining, bro. I'm trying to go biking. I haven't been biking in like 2 months, bro. And that's like my favorite like type of exercise because like I don't like really running like that unless I'm on a treadmill, which I don't have one. And I don't think there's a gym like near me for real. So like why would I, I could just run in my neighborhood, but like also I just don't like running. And then like regular like floor exercises are just like too much. But biking is fire, but it's been raining like every day for so long, bro. It's literally thundering right now. Like, it's annoying, bro. But anyways,
I think everybody would agree movement is healthy, exercise is healthy. In the
Thanks.
fitness world,
it's necessary. I feel like it's not even, about it being healthy. It's necessary for existence. I feel like if you're not exercising at all, like your regular health is gonna decline no matter what. You could be eating the best stuff, you know what I mean? You could be doing whatever, but if you're not exercising, it doesn't mean anything. Like exercise is kind of like the basis of overall body health in the long term too. Like if you're not exercising at all, you're gonna regret it when you're older. You literally will.
and I myself am a yoga instructor, so I kind of straddle both sides.
Yoga. I would try yoga, man. I
think
haven't done
there's an
yoga.
Emphasis on physicality and diet.
I like her fit, bro. She dripping right now.
Personally, I'm a fat guy, and I've been tired of being a fat guy. And I've actually been
Respect.
told that my approach to it is a little bit extreme. So, I'll do like 24-hour fasts. I'll do intermediate fasting, liquid diets, things like that. Some people say it's an unhealthy habit. They say like I got an eating disorder, but at the same time, I am seeing results. I do feel like I can run faster, jump higher, walk longer. I kind of feel like when I hear the term fat influencer, I'm thinking like an unhealthy standard being set. I just can't get behind being complacent.
Well, I want to say that it doesn't mean complacency, right? So a little bit about me is that I was a 3-sport athlete almost my entire life, went to college and played a sport.
Nice.
And then I decided, I've always been, a big person, and I was able to manipulate my weight because I also wrestled. So I would bulk up for football season, lose for wrestling, and rinse and repeat. Because of that, though, now my approach is really just about making sure that you take care of your total self. So your mind,
Valid.
your body,
Valid.
and also just making sure that you check in with, medical professionals. I work in healthcare, and so I don't tend to take advice from people who are not medical professionals.
And I would just like to speak up, like, we're all different. Yeah, there are fat influencers out there that have unhealthy lifestyles.
All right, hold up real quick. All right, we're good.
Styles that share it, but that's their lifestyle. They're a fat
Wait, what'd she
influencer.
say?
I would just like to speak up, like, we're all different. Yeah, there are fat influencers out there that have unhealthy lifestyles that share it, but that's their lifestyle. There
Very
are fat
true.
influencers that are motivational, that are trying to lose weight. There are fat influencers out there that just are existing in this world and trying to make it.
Someone I really feel like gets way too much hate for just existing in general, but like also for, from people that don't really know what she doing is like Lizzo. Like Lizzo, yeah, she is, on the heavier side, but like she be working out all the time, bro. I feel like every time I do see anything about her, because I'm not a fan of her for real. I don't listen to her music. It's not for me. It's nothing against her. She's very talented, but I just don't listen to her music. You know what I mean? I don't even know if I follow her like that. But if I do see her, I feel like every single time it's her working out or doing something. You know what I mean? And she be doing her. Is really, I feel like it's one of those things, especially weight and, unfortunately with social media in general, is like people have this crazy standard for how they feel people should look, and it's just not realistic. Realistically, people can exercise multiple times a day or every day or multiple times a week, whatever, and remain looking the same but still be healthy, whereas there's on the other side, there's people that are skinny or mad thin that don't work out and eat like trash and are super unhealthy. And then there's people, unfortunately, that just manipulate the way their body looks in images and then puts that on social media. Like, social media is one of those things where it's like, it's led to a lot of people, especially a lot of young women, having terrible outlooks on their body image. And just, like, the way the human body is in general. Like, it's not like that. You know what I mean? It's not always, slim waist, big thighs, what's it called, bro? Dump truck, like it's not like that all the time. It's really not. That's not how the human body works. That's not how it will work. But I feel like at some point, if we evolve to it, we could, but not anytime soon. Cause like that's just not how it works. It's lame. You know what I mean? So unfortunately, there's a lot of people that just kind of are on the outside looking in and don't see what it really is. Like you'll see someone that could be a fat influencer or whatever, but they're really, grinding harder than you, working out more than you, eating healthier than you, it's crazy.
Accommodating to themselves and people that look like them. So there are so many fat people in this world, and to like label them all a certain way or to put them in a category where they have to perform to make you feel comfortable is disingenuous. It's not good.
Yeah.
That's what kind of upset me. That's why I started my journey at the end of the day, was because, I was depressed. I lost my job in the midst of COVID. And I'm unhappy with who I am, and then I see someone on social media that's like, it's okay to be who you are, and I was like, you're telling me that the way I feel is okay, but at the end of the day, I hate how I feel, and so it was kind of out of protest that I started this journey.
And that's the thing too. A lot of people don't realize, like, whether they're a fit influencer, fat influencer, whatever, is like you don't know how someone else is feeling about themselves. You can tell them, it's okay to be fat, or it's not okay to be fat, or it's okay to be mad skinny, or it's not okay, but it's really depending on how they feel about it. Because like, if someone like in his situation is on the heavier side and does not like how they feel, they're not happy with themselves, and they see someone that looks like them that's like, nah bro, you're good, it's cool to be fat, whatever, and he's like, nah, I literally do not feel good mentally or physically or whatever, then it's like, you know, bro's gonna start working out because he wants to, you know, feel better. And it's really just about health, you know, like this dude said, Tyler, like he said, mentally and physically. That's what it is, mind and body, bro.
I'm damn glad I did. At the end of the day, you're doing a disservice to the people around you that care about you, whether it
Facts.
be close, relatives, society, etc. And to see someone use a platform like that as a fellow fat kid my entire life, it just pissed me off.
I hear what you're saying, and it's valid.
Yeah, it's
I've been
valid
fat
for
my entire
sure.
life. I was a fat kid, fat teenager, fat adult, just fat. And that is not my story. And I see that played out over and over and over again in the world, in art, in TV, in movies, like the sad fat trope, nobody's gonna want you. And that plays into the way we treat fat people, but that is not everybody's story. So
That's true.
Like, I hear that you were sad, you were unhealthy, you were uncomfortable, you were isolated, like we can all relate to that, but that is not the story of every fat person.
That's very true. I feel like it's a very individual thing. Like it just depends on how someone how individuals feel. That's really what it is.
I am on a journey to like myself in my skin, and that
Those
is something
Converse
I
are so
believe is
hard, bro. I like
attainable
those.
through hard work and dedication. I mean, nothing else worked. You know, loving yourself, quote unquote, made me eat KFC 3 times a day and gain a lot of weight and turn sedentary. Hating myself encouraged me to be different and encouraged me to change my life. And as a result, I've influenced thousands of kids younger than me's lives.
I feel like, you know, when you're quote unquote influencer too, it's like you have to really be yourself and be comfortable with yourself to be able to influence people to then be comfortable with themselves. And it's like he was saying, like he would see people that look like him and be like, it's okay to look like this or feel like this or whatever, but he wasn't rocking with it, so he went a different route. But now, in turn, I feel like he can also influence people to either lose weight and be comfortable with themselves, or, you know, remain the same sort of weight, but just in a more healthier way. You know, I don't know, bro. It's a weird thing. But this next question, I already see it at the bottom.
Fat
This is gonna be
shaming
interesting.
is worse than skinny shaming.
I feel like they're equally bad. They're equally bad. It's not one worse
When you
than the
shame
other.
somebody, it is based off of aesthetic. Like, oh, you're so skinny. I wish I could be like that. I wish I could eat whatever I want and stay skinny. There are these assumptions we have about people in fat bodies that we don't place on thin people, even if they're thin beyond health.
That's true.
And it really makes it so that fat people are overlooked, and it creates an environment where it's okay to perpetuate hate and even violence, you know?
Being thin won't limit you from being able to shop where you want to shop. You can walk into a clothing store, get clothes right off the rack, sometimes even have excess. You could go up or down the rack. In my experience, those are not my options. I shop online because I wear a size 15 shoe, because I'm 6'2", and I have a very broad body.
The skinny shaming, you know, there is that backhanded compliment. You know, you see that all the time.
For
But
sure.
when it comes to the fat shaming, you just see more negative out of it. And
That's very true. You don't really see too many people like, man, I wish I looked like that. Which, you know, it kind of makes sense in some ways. But like, it's weird, bro. But like I said, and I'm sticking with this, I feel like they're equally as bad. Like, you shouldn't be shaming anyone for how they look, because that's just, you know, the human body is so versatile to where every single person on earth looks different, unless they all, you know, paid for their body. There's certain people that do look alike, but it's because they, you know, naturally they don't. It's because they went to the same doctor, you know, whatever. But for the most part, everyone looks different, so there's no point in shaming anyone, whether they're skinny or fat or tall or short or whatever, you know? I just don't think it makes sense. They're both equally bad.
you know, it's just, it's
That's my
horrible to
opinion,
see.
though.
But being fat is still taboo, believe it or not.
Yeah.
My partner and I'm a gay man, dating another fat black gay man, and we have gone viral on the internet a couple times. And you know what some of the comments were? Never seen two fat people together. I get pats on the back for posting a
real?
picture at the beach with no shirt on. Why am I being patted on the back for that?
Right.
Yeah,
So
that's
do you step forward?
crazy, man. I feel like I might have seen him though,
Well, when
because I think him and his man low key like look alike. Because look, man, I don't know, bro, but I feel like I might have seen him on Twitter. But either way, shout out to them though. And I like it's like a whole Adidas. Is this man sponsored by Adidas right now? We were just talking about Adidas.
you're fat shaming, skinny shaming, all that stuff, I just think back to like
The two stripes, but still.
high school. You know, picking on kids. It's bullying. I believe everyone goes through body dysmorphia. One of my homegirls is a model, and she's always complaining how she doesn't like the way she looks, even though like 99% of all women would probably prefer they looked like her. She hates the way she looks, and she's like, I wish my boobs were bigger. I wish my butt was bigger. I believe, you know, that's the media, that's the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
They have a standard of what, at the end of the day, is desired, I guess, but not everyone's built like Marilyn Monroe.
You said 99% of women would probably want to look like her. That's to me, some of the language that is the problem. Is that I'm assuming that she's probably of a thinner body,
Fair.
right? Because she's a model, but a lot of women don't. It's okay.
That's
Your body
true.
You are the standard. You are the model. You are
Yeah.
the beauty. Like the fact that we think like that already is still what the problem is, and it's still why to me fat shaming is worse than the skinny shaming. Because like even
That's valid. I feel like nowadays it's gotten a lot better in you know, the modeling industry, the entertainment industry, where it's like more people are being included in different things. Like I was seeing all last week through Fashion Week, a lot of, you know, models or whatever, different sizes, shapes, whatever, you know, skin tones, all that. Like I feel like it's getting to a point where it's more normal to see normal looking people in situations like that. But at the same time, like I do get that you know, there are certain cases where people say they wouldn't look like certain people, and I know that because I'm on social media with teenagers. You know, I'm 17, so I see a lot of you know, men and women my age that look up to certain people that look a certain way, and then the same people that they're looking up to, like, man, this ain't it, bro. It's not all that. Everything that you see isn't what it is, and that's, you know, it's terrible. But that mindset is still around because it's like that's literally how it is. I wouldn't say 99%, but there's still a really good amount of people that would see someone like his friend and be like, man, I wish I looked like that. You know, it's a lot of people that do look like that I know that are like, man, this really ain't it. You know, it's not all that, whatever. But I think it's really just about being comfortable in your own skin. A lot of people just don't love themselves where they need to. Like, they don't. Me personally, you know, I do need to exercise a little bit more, but overall, I'm happy with how I look. I look great. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go model for Calvin Klein tomorrow, but at the same time, like, I don't look at anyone and be like, man, I wish I looked like that. I don't. I genuinely don't, because, like, there's no point. Number one, we all look different. We're all different human beings. Why would anyone want to look like someone else? Because you see that, and that's why you see a picture of, like, Bia at the VMAs and be like, yo, is that Cardi B? Is that Coi Leray? Who is that? Because you don't even know, because she looked like everybody else. You know what I mean? It's terrible, but like, I feel like people need to understand that how they look and their uniqueness is what makes them who they are, and that's what makes them a good person. That's what makes them beautiful in their own way. There is no real beauty standard because it doesn't matter. Everyone looks different. You know, everyone looks different. And half the beauty standards that we have now, like he said, derive from people like Marilyn Monroe, derive from, you know, older things. And people don't even look like that, bro. People don't dress like that. People don't do their makeup like that. It's not the same. People don't rock their hair like that. Like, we saw Billie Eilish at the Met Gala yesterday. She looked like Marilyn Monroe, but that's what she was going for, because that was the theme of the Met Gala this year, you know, American fashion, whatever they called it. Like, you know, but at the same time, she did that for that. Most of the time you see Billie Eilish, she be chilling, bro. T-shirt, you know, sweatpants, just vibing, and she's comfortable with her own skin. Like, literally, she is. Well, mostly, I think. She's definitely talked about body dysmorphia before, but I think in recent years, you can kind of see it in even just what she's been posting recently. Like, she's getting more comfortable with herself, which I really can appreciate that. It's the truth. Like, that's how it is. It's the truth, bro. It really is. Like, I feel like people really just need to get to a point where they can be comfortable with themselves, because once someone's comfortable with themselves, I feel like there's gonna be less shaming overall. Like a lot of the times people fat shame or skinny shame is them projecting on someone else. They're uncomfortable with themselves because of something, so then they put that on someone else. You know what I mean? That's why you see a lot of short people bullying tall people, which I've done that before. Like, man, can you breathe up there? You know, like I've done that before, but that's because I was uncomfortable with how I felt about myself. I was uncomfortable with my height. I was like, man, I'm too short, whatever. But I got over it because I'm like, bro, it don't matter. Like, ain't nothing I could do about it, and it makes me me. So like, I'm cool with that. You know, I don't wish I could reach, you know, the high shelf on everything, like Mac Miller said. You know, I like looking up to people when I'm talking to them. That's cool. It is what it is. But that's because I've gotten to a point where it's like, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't. But I feel like a lot more people need to get to that point to be comfortable with themselves and then stop all the fat shaming or skinny shaming, whatever it is.
Our language, I know people.
I'm ranting way too much. We already 20 minutes in,
like,
and we
that's the
only 8
language
minutes in the
in
video.
language.
My goodness.
When I get negative comments about my relationship with my partner, I kind of like to troll back. For example, if I tweet a picture of us kissing or dancing, people will spew the homophobic slurs and stuff. So I like to then just share more pictures of us kissing and really double down into it and let them know, honey,
Nice.
you know, we're here to stay. The girls are not going anywhere.
You know what I'm talking about?
You know,
I'm
just letting them know that
talking
I'm
about?
confident in myself.
Yes,
I'm happy,
sir.
I'm in love, and I'm living my life.
Yes, sir, bruh.
I don't think I've ever been shamed.
I love people that are unapologetically gay like that. Like, they kind of just be living their life, like, doing whatever. It's like, bro, I don't care how you like, bro. We lit over here. I like that, bro. I really appreciate that, bro.
For my body,
High
I was
key.
always moving. I was always, you know, that I stayed fit my whole life. You know, to be a fitness influencer, you have to have that image, that skinny, fit, toned look. That's really
Yeah.
not the case. If you have the knowledge, if you have the passion to want to help people with their fitness journey, it doesn't matter. I highly believe that.
Valid, bro. Valid. So I knew this was gonna be an interesting
I
episode,
feel
bro. I
pressure
knew it.
to look a certain way for my followers.
Yeah. That's another thing that a lot of people have trouble with.
Yeah, you know, I started. I'm a fat kid losing weight, man.
In his case, though, I can understand that because, like he's about to say, like he started off heavier and he's getting to a point where he wants to be comfortable with himself. So I feel like he has that underlying pressure of like, I set out to do something, I have to do it, or these people are gonna call me a fraud. I can understand why he's saying that because in his situation, it makes sense.
You know, I got an expectation to uphold.
Yes.
You know, I get people all the time, haters, that are like, oh, he's gonna quit, crash diet, blah blah blah. But then, you know, there's kids that tell me, you know, you got me out of bed today. You're the best person on the internet. Like, I love you. If I can motivate someone, one person a day, to do something to better themselves, I'm gonna do everything in my power to keep myself going, and that means not quitting, and that means looking a certain way, always developing, always growing. And, you know, because if I quit, I'm letting down thousands of people.
In his case, it makes sense. That's not how it is for everyone. That's not how it should be for everyone. But in his case, that makes perfect sense, and I get it.
A lot of pressure, but I think with practice, you get over those pressures. You learn how to deal with it and understand that the pressure is really from yourself. It's internalized. Like, you're
That's
thinking
true.
about what others think of you.
Exactly.
When in reality, they could care less. They don't even see the little things.
That's
Exactly.
exactly it. I think
That's one thing. Like me, I need to post on Instagram. I haven't posted in months. I haven't posted since my birthday, bro. I need to take some pictures. But like me, whenever I take pictures, whenever I go to post on social media, bro, I don't edit anything. I play with my lighting in my room. Like I be in here like, you know what I'm saying? I be doing me when I'm getting ready to take pictures so I can set the scene right, because I do not edit pictures. I don't take anything out. I don't add anything. I don't do anything. The most I do is I crop a photo to a square, and that's it. You know, I used to do little things because I would take pictures of the sky or just random pictures of little things, and I would throw saturation on. I would do whatever. But even still, I never did no Photoshop. I never did none of that because at the end of the day, no one really cares. The only people that care are, like I said, the people that want to project their insecurities on you. You know what I mean? If someone post a picture of their face, just like a headshot, whatever, you know, and they got zits all over the place, the only person that's commenting, oh, you look terrible, is either a person that their whole face is jacked up and they just want to make someone else feel bad because, you know, someone made them feel bad, or it's a person that used to look like that and somehow turned it around, and now they're just going around and, you know, making people feel bad because they don't look how they look now. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter. People don't care. Like, do you, bro? I feel like people need to stop treating social media like a highlight tape and kind of just do them. Like, post your real life, bro. Like, not details, but like post your real life, bro. Literally, half the people that you be seeing on Instagram, you know, especially these IG models, you know what I mean, the bikini models especially, they be taking pictures, they be sucking in their stomach, bro. They don't be breathing, they be looking mad stiff, they be flexing too hard, and then they turn around and go on Facetune and edit, you know, make certain proportions look bigger, make certain things look smaller, you know. And while they're doing that, they're sitting back, terrible posture, their stomach fat hanging out, but that's what they really look like. Why don't you post that, bro? Why don't you post that? You got 3 million followers. Why aren't you trying to influence all the little girls that follow you, that want to look like you, and show them, hey, it's okay to look like this because this is what it really is? You know? Like, I don't know. People don't care, and people take things way too serious for themselves. Like, I don't get it. Like I said earlier, people just need to get to a spot where they can feel comfortable within themselves. Because once we do that, I feel like a lot of society's problems are going to be gone. Because, like, once someone's comfortable with themselves, you can't say anything to them. You can't. When you feel, bro, what did Cardi say, bro? What did Cardi say on Metamorphosis, bro?
Stop worrying about what other people think.
But it's so hard. I mean, like, I could say that every day, and
It is.
I still think about what people think.
It is. We all do. We all do. But that's something that is a good challenge for all of us. You know, that's something that we need to really just try. And
I never
once
heard
we
her
get
name
on that
before, bro.
road,
That's
it's not
actually
easy. We're gonna have
fire.
days where we're just gonna be like, oh,
I never heard that name
that's
before.
not how I think. But if we can get past that, even just a little bit, it's just gonna make our lives even easier. You know, just stop worrying about other people. Worry about yourself.
Facts.
Yeah.
I also just feel like, you know, like everybody else, this is my account, and you are a guest here. You know,
Exactly, bro. Exactly. People be talking about, you know, main character moments. You are the main character in your life. Literally, you control everything that you do, everything that, well, not everything that you see, but for the most part, everything that you see, everything that you experience. You know what I mean? So, like, just remain in control. And if someone comes into your domain in your life where you're the main character and you take what they say serious, you're playing yourself. Like, they literally do not matter. They're a guest in your life on your page. You know, like, it's not that deep. It's not that deep for you. It can be that deep for them because they're giving you all of their energy. But, like, for you, it don't matter, bro. Like, if someone's commenting hate or whatever on your Instagram or your Twitter or your whatever, it's like, bro, you are here supporting me by commenting on my stuff and putting me further in the algorithm, bro. Like, how that make sense? You know, it's crazy. It's real crazy. Like, I feel like people take stuff like that way too serious. Like, I'm not trying to belittle nobody when I say this, but that's why I never understood how cyberbullying works. It's like, bro, how you gonna let someone on the internet, a keyboard warrior, tell you, you know, something that's most likely false or whatever, just make you feel bad through the internet? Like, bro, it's not even that deep, bro. Like, they're literally wasting their time, putting their energy into making you feel bad about yourself for no reason. Like, I never understood that. Like Tyler said, bro, how do you get cyberbullied, bro? Turn your phone off. Delete the comment, whatever. Close your computer, leave, get up, walk outside. Like, because at the end of the day, they do not matter. They do not see you eat most of the time. You know what I mean? They don't see you in the bathroom. They don't see you in the shower. They don't see you while you sleeping, bro. They do not matter. They literally don't. Yo, Carol, thank you for the follow.
to not be
Hopefully
that
that's
way.
not another troll account, bro.
Nick, I understand that, you know, you're
Because these, what's it called, bro? These, like, these Haas accounts are so annoying, bro. I had to sit here and ban all of them. Like, bro, Twitch needs to do something about that.
It's very different. Like, I could clearly see how people or your following would have those expectations for you to continue to lose the weight. It's like, okay, well, we joined this guy so that we could join his journey on his weight loss. So we only want to see him doing the weight loss. Like, you
True.
better not, like, plateau or gain. You know, I could definitely see that.
Well, it's a sense of accountability, and it really helps me keep my shit going. Otherwise, I would have dropped out a long time ago, to be honest.
Like I said, for his case, it makes perfect sense. It really does.
And I don't do like, this is how to do a curl and things like that. I just do like how I feel I sort of have a self-deprecating outlook on myself and how I feel. And it's sort of like a military style thing, like you're trash, like you will never be good, just give up type thing to myself.
I think that's interesting that you say that because the content that I post is not just for people. It's mostly for me, and it's part of my own. It's like it's cathartic to see myself in like
That's how people
like
should treat it.
sweating, like trying to do a headstand and falling, or looking glam for an event, and like and everything between. So being authentic and like showing up as I am, whether people like it or not, or expecting it or not, is an exercise in self-love. It helps me.
That's how it
accept
should be, bro. Like she said. Wait, what'd she say? I'm thinking it's way too much right now.
So being authentic and
Authentic. That's what I was thinking, bro. It's about authenticity, bro. Like to be real, if you're posting stuff that you're putting out for other people, that's real lame for you, because then you gonna look back, you know, and be like, that's not even me. That's not even what it was like that day. That's not even what I look like. You know, I can go back and look at a picture of me from 2017 and be like, I remember when that picture was taken. I remember when I had those Vans on, you know, like I remember the way I was posted up, you know, because that's how it was. I didn't do anything to that picture. I just took it, I posted it, and that's authentic. That's really how it was. You know, that's really how I looked. That's really how it went down. You know, but I feel like there's a lot of people that cannot say the same thing. Like one of the craziest things that I always, you know, look at is like someone like Kylie Jenner. Like I have a lot of respect for Kylie, and I feel like she's, you know, deep down a good person. But if you look at her right now, and you look at her 6-7 years ago, you would think she's two different people. No cap. Literally, when I first saw Kylie again in like 2015, I was like, yo, who is that? Because I knew what Kylie looked like. I had watched Keeping Up with the Kardashians before. I knew what she looked like. And I'm like, what? Because she looked completely different. And I don't know how it is for her. I hope it's good. I hope her mental is good. But I bet you if she looked back at, you know, certain points, she'd be like, who even is this? You know, like, that's not me. And it's different because, like, she's mad young. So, like, when you grow up, you start looking different. But, like, in her case, it's a drastic change. Like, you know that she looks a little bit different than she possibly could have in some ways. You know that. She knows that. Everyone knows that. You know? I don't know, bro. I don't know. That's why I feel like it's about authenticity, bro. There's certain people that look the same in every picture, and that's okay because that's really how it is. Like Eric Andre. Eric Andre looks pretty much the same in any type of scenario you see him in because he's just him, you know?
like showing up as I am, whether people like it or not, or
Exactly.
expecting it or not, is an exercise in self-love. It helps me accept myself.
Exactly,
I was
bro.
really shy as a kid, and also, you know, overweight or fat. I think the misconception is that I wasn't intelligent and that I was lazy. Like that's a lot of the bullying I got, right? Yeah, I don't think I dealt with it well. It wasn't until later in life where I started to kind of reject that narrative.
Hey,
Weight
good
loss
for her, though.
programs are toxic.
Weight loss programs. I feel like half of the time they're just like not true. Like they just don't make sense.
Fitness promoters are promoting these weight loss programs or these diets that aren't working for everyone.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad to see because it's really affecting people and like the way they see fitness and health. And
For
it's
real.
toxic.
And the crazy thing is too, a lot of people will try it and start it and they'll do it for a while and be like, bro, this isn't working the same way it was advertised. You know, and then they start to doubt they start to doubt themselves and be like, well, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm not doing it right. Maybe I'm not pushing myself hard enough. And half the time it ends up to people quitting and then being worse than when they started. But the truth is, it's like I was saying earlier, it's about individuality, bro. Not everyone is built the same. Not everyone's body works the same. So not everything that you do exercise-wise is going to work for the next person. You know, it can work for, you know, a wide scale of people, but it's not going to work for everyone. So that's why half the time it's like, bro, like, what are you really doing? You know, it's crazy.
And the focus is always, or it seems to be like, just lose the weight, just lose the weight, just lose the weight, and then you'll be happy and everything will be okay and you'll feel good and you'll fit into that. But it's like, whoa, I can lose all that weight and I could still be miserable.
Personally,
Facts.
in my journey, one of my biggest points is I do not use a scale because goals to me are limitations. And when you hit
Facts.
that goal, you get comfortable, aka complacent. You're like, oh, I'm gonna lose 10 pounds and then I'm good.
Facts.
And so I don't focus on the weight. I focus on everything else. I focus on you know, getting out of bed, that routine of going to the gym, the routine of eating healthy, that normal feeling of like a caloric deficit and things like that.
That's a good way to do it too. I'm a fitness trainer too, and I tell my clients, I'm like, the scale really doesn't tell you much. You're gonna fluctuate.
Yeah.
Water weight, it's a lot to it. You gotta look at yourself in the mirror. You gotta see those
Facts.
physical changes.
I don't even think it's the physical changes, because I'm gonna be straight up. I probably had body dysmorphia for a little bit, and I would always like check myself in the mirror. You know, like after eating, I would check myself because I wanted to keep a six-pack, because the fitness industry told me that I needed a six-pack. You hear fitness influencer, and like the first thing you think is like weight loss program, selling a program,
Yep.
selling a course. And I purposely wore this shirt this morning just to see like if there would be any extra bias. One thing I noticed about fitness, being in this space for so long, is that just because you're into fitness doesn't mean you're into health.
Facts, bruh.
Breakfast
He's
is
spitting
a
right
snack.
there, bro. It's a
Lunch is you actually look
swoozy. My goodness. That girl is in my head rant free, bro. It's actually annoying. Every time I see any type of smoothie, it's just I go there instantly. Ugh. We getting into the margin
everyone
soon.
That I dealt with body dysmorphia, and I think in terms of dealing with
Time was
it,
it?
it's just learning that
6:13,
my value is not completely tied to my appearance. There's so many other things that I can see value in myself now. I really do enjoy the autonomy I have over my own health and my own wellness.
Nice.
I have suffered from eating disorders.
I personally haven't, but there definitely are a lot of people
I
that
didn't realize
have.
it until a couple years after, but I was tracking like every food. I did track calories, macros. Man, I had my scale, and I would bring it like to the college's dining hall. I would
Yikes.
like weigh everything, and it would get to the point where I would either eat before going out, like if I knew my friends were gonna go out to eat, I would eat at home so I could measure all the food out, put it into my fitness pal, and then go out and not eat with them, or I would probably just not go out at all.
Dang,
Food
that's
and
terrible.
Fitness really took over my life for a few years. I was super, super obsessed with just, getting that goal weight or looking good and everything like that. And I found myself just super depressed. And I, didn't eat the foods I wanted to eat. And I over-exercised, and I wasn't myself. It was just a horrible point in my life, and I had to go see a doctor. I had to get that help. Mentally, I wasn't there. So these things are real. Like, this stuff happens, and people don't reach out enough.
The last time
Facts.
I had really restricted my eating, I needed to lose like almost 30 pounds in like 11 days. And
Bro.
I did that, and I stepped on the wrestling mat, and I had absolutely no strength. I had no energy, no strength. I got whooped. I got tossed up and down the mat. And then after that, I told myself that I would never do it again. But of course, out of bad habits, I just picked up another bad habit and then began to enjoy binge eating. And then I was like, okay, well, now I'm not restricting anything, and now everything goes.
And how are you now?
Now I'm much better. Therapy, medication, everyday practicing, doing the right kinds of things. I'm much better now.
That's good, bro.
I
Good
suffered
comeback.
from an eating disorder. I had childhood trauma, and it took me until my adulthood to realize I was pacifying with food, and that's something that was taught to me. And then on the other end of that,
Dang.
with extreme dieting, like I did the HCG protocol, where you eat 500 calories a day.
You going fraudulent? Dang, bro. I never heard of
Give
that.
yourself an injection for months on end, and so I have done the full spectrum.
The 500 calorie diet, was that something with like a medical professional that they recommended?
Yeah,
Yo,
I mean, how was that?
that's
it
crazy.
was traumatic.
People were
It drove
promoting
me
that?
into a
Doctors?
spiral. Like, I can relate to what you're saying about like bringing your scale and eating before you went out with your friends, because that was me. It's really, it's taken so much time for me to get to a point to even know what I like to eat. And
Bruh.
it took me until like 25, 30 to even realize, okay, I don't actually like eating that. I actually don't like this. I like this. And it's been really healing to like reclaim my relationship with food and to say like, okay, this is what I like and this is what makes me feel really good.
As a fitness influencer, what are some things I can do that helps out the other side, which would be fat influencers. What are like certain things that you guys promote that you could see me promoting?
Really want people to stop looking at fat people and all of a sudden becoming medical professionals and telling me about high blood pressure and diabetes, because again,
True.
you're not a medical professional, right? Let's let the fat people do the mukbangs too, you know? Like,
True.
if you want to do one, that is so cool. But if a fat person wants to do one, let us just do it in peace. You know, that would be my takeaway. Because you never know what we're doing behind the scenes. You don't know how many therapists, how many doctors, dietitians. You have no idea how many things that we've had.
I want to know a
Facts.
little bit more about the beauty standard on, we're in 2021 and it's not like back in the day now. Are we making the right direction? Is that good?
I think it's reactive. It's good. Like,
Yeah.
visibility is important. I've talked about this before earlier. I think that we all deserve to be represented, no matter what we look like, no matter what the status of our health. We should all see ourselves in the world.
Yes.
So I think, yeah, there is progress being made. There are brands that are making sizes that more people can wear. We are seeing body diversity on magazines and things like that. But it's very
sure.
reactive, and it's very tied into commerce and marketing. So
That's
is it real?
true.
I don't know.
That's the same thing with how brands are, manipulating the LGBTQ community. Is like every June people changing their profile pictures to the rainbow version of their logo. They be putting out this merch, they be putting out the wholesale stuff, and then the second July 1st hits, it's like, okay, we don't want to play with you anymore. We're good. And I feel like that's because people were like, why don't you, include us more? And then they did because of that, but turned it around to where it's like, we can make more money off of this. So then, but at the same time, I feel like in some cases it is pretty genuine, but you just never know. You never know, bro.
But it's part
Same
of our
thing with
culture,
that.
and it's slowly shifting for whatever reason. Like, regardless, it will eventually have an impact on society as a whole. So yes
Yeah.
and no.
Is it going to promote
Valid.
people to think it's okay to be overweight?
Here's the thing: people have been fat since people have existed.
Facts.
I don't.
It
think
used to be, which I don't think a lot of people paid attention to this in history class, especially in I want to say Japan, I believe. Back in the day, if you was fat, that meant you were somebody. It was, especially if you were a man and your wife was fat, you was that dude, bro. You was making good money. You had status. You know what I'm saying? That meant more back then than, fashion or jewelry or, in some cases, even like assets. Like, it doesn't matter how big your house is, bro. Your wife is fat. Like, you're somebody, bro. And that's how it used to be. Of course, that changed, but like, I feel like a lot of people don't realize like half the stuff that we see now has been around for so long. It just wasn't one of those things that was accepted, and so people didn't talk about it the same way people, talked about, alcoholism or whatever. Like, they literally was rioting because they couldn't drink beer, bro. Like, if you really think about it, that's terrible. Like, y'all fiends, bro. Like, you really going crazy at the government because they banned beer, bro. But it's like, that's one of those things that was talked about. But at the same time, those are the same people that was beating up gay people or, beating up fat people. It's like, what? That don't make no sense, bro. I don't know, dude.
that showing us as we are is going to have a negative impact. We are here. We have always been here.
Facts.
You can go to the Louvre and see sculptures of fat people. Fat people have always been around.
Being a fitness influencer, it's good to see that perspective from everyone too. We all have our differences, but as long as we stay on the path that we want to stay on, healthy, mentally, physically, emotionally, we're gonna be okay. And it's okay to get help.
Like Kanye said, we gonna be okay.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Yo, this is a W episode, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. W episode, man. It was very interesting. I like that one, bro. I like that one. That was really good. I really stretched that to 40, almost 45 minutes, bro. I need to stop talking so much. But I mean, I had points to make. But you already know, man. I'm gonna leave a link to the original video down below in the description. You can check it out over there. If there's anything that you need to take away from this, bro, it's just be comfortable with yourself, bro. Work on yourself. Get to that point where you can look at yourself in the mirror and, smile and be happy and be like, yeah, I look good, whatever. Doesn't matter how you look, bro. Just, do that. And then, take the time to really make sure that you're good health wise just so you can be around for a long time. But that doesn't mean you got to be skinny. That doesn't mean you got to be fat. That doesn't mean you got to be swole or thin. It doesn't mean none of that, bro. It just means like pay attention to your health and make sure you're good mentally, physically, whatever. That's it, bro. I ain't talking about this no more. Let me actually talk a little bit just so I can get it to 45 minutes. What did y'all think of the video, man? I really enjoyed that one. I feel like that was one of the best episodes of Middle Ground that I've seen in a minute. Cause like I like that show, but not as much as Odd One Out. Like that one's cool. You always get good discussions out of it. All right, Kiara.